Hi everybody, a couple weeks ago I brought to you guys something. I never really did a story on this, so I found an article and I decided to put it up. Um, Ferguson gang leaders during the riots, and in Baltimore also, they're basically saying the United States government paid them to start riots. Basically what would happen is that, and like I said, this happened in Baltimore, happened in Ferguson, and other places. So basically what would happen is you had your actors on the ground, your Jesse Jackson and your Al Sharpton would come in, they'd do some big speech, and these guys were already in place to do the hired thug work. You know, they had a couple misdemeanors, some stupid shit like that. They got pulled in and said, hey, if you do this for us, we'll not only pay your bills real quick, but you'll get a lot of money for your family, and maybe they'll waive a couple more charges or something. I don't know what the situation is. But this is what it basically says. For the Ferguson gang leader admits Eric Holder paid them to start the riots. So they were basically paid actors. Now, of course, he's going to say no, but what I would do is I would break out something that had the Attorney General's signature on it or the uh, Justice Department thereof. All right, so Eric Holder's career survived a long list of scandals. 2008 Black Panther debacle, overturning Arizona's immigration laws, Fast and Furious, you name it. And basically, evidence has been uncovered that Eric Holder contributed funds to Ferguson's gang population as incentive to loot and spread civil unrest in areas. I don't exactly know what the funds were or who the funds were from via the Department of Justice or what, but the story I had originally seen, or at least one of them, was that there was an actual sponsorship of the community from the DOJ for like civil action or something like that. And this was actually a real thing that they got paid to do. And then they basically said, oh, no, 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 we never said that. And then they basically said, yes, you did. So allegedly, Holder's goals, or a goal behind pouring proverbial gasoline on already volatile situations to test militarized police in response to supposed martial law scenarios. Now, we can read what this guy said, or we can just basically put it out there as best we know it. Ladies and gentlemen, I watched a movie back a while ago. You might know it. It basically says nothing happens without the approval of government. If you see a giant corporation, government owns it, or it has its back foot in it, or something. If you see something on TV, the government has bought and paid for that airtime, so it has probably bought and paid for that event too. If you see any number of things, the government has bought and paid for that event in one way or another. Remember, the individual is dead. Nothing but the institution and the organization are there. Corporations are getting statehood now from that TPP, which didn't pass, but they passed something similar under the radar. And corporations either now or will soon have statehood and be able to basically legislate laws to undermine all people. And at that point, it's just basically going back to the Middle Ages where your king or your boss at that point can, tell his secretary, look, I am the law here. If you don't want to have sex with me, you can go to prison for 5 years. It's okay with me. He calls up the cops. Hey, this broad doesn't want to have sex with me. Come arrest her. Okay. Ta-da! He calls his corporate security. They hold her. And then they issue her off to a jail cell. That's the way it is. That's the way it'll be. This may not be the best one for this, but it is definitely part of the story. This is only Ferguson, but Baltimore, the people definitely got out more and said more about it. So thank you.